Vincent van Gogh wrote, "The beginning is perhaps more difficult than anything else, but keep heart, it will turn out all right." In times of conflict, we are resolved to make the best of ourselves. And in times of division, we ask for a what and a why. Every man has a duty to the nation to be the best that he can be so that the country can be the same. What worth would Abraham Lincoln have had if he had not educated himself and studied law? And Frederick Douglass, what worth he gave us by realizing, reading as his path. An educated man is a free man, but the ignorant will always be slaves. The darkness of a man's soul, which would be corrupt by power, is just as a threat to modern man as it was to the Pilgrims and the natives, as it was to the slaves in the South. Who here has mocked the idea of conspiracy against the states? But they could not tell me America's first third party and why it was founded. Have they read Thurlow Weed's account of the William Morgan abduction? Who here has mocked a family member of the bad influence of secret societies, but not read siren inventor John Robeson's book? If they don't believe bad actors might subvert a peaceful protest, could they inform me on COINTELPRO? I'm of the opinion that we would be best situating ourselves into the future with the heavy pressure release of truth, a renewed transparency, along with an active and ongoing effort of betterment both publicly and privately. A concerted effort by every man, woman, and child to be the best that they can be. A republic of free men must not fear what they have to offer. Everyone should look to leave something decent for posterity, even if just good advice for a child. We must look to be spiritually strong, but economically as well. We live today in the era of fascism and corporatism, where it has become clear the power of large-scale efforts in union with large amounts of money, infrastructures, and resources all working in tandem. We have seen from think tanks like Event 201 before the pandemic the importance of collaboration. America is first a country of laws and a constitution, but we need to realize the best ways to be as quick and responsive with this powerful response for whatever reason, to tackle whatever issue. Now, every president is deserving of some free time every day to distress. I have the idea of creating a band called POTUS. It would feature artists from all around the world, in this country, high and low. I'm thinking to have a new single sold every day to the public for $1. The music will illustrate the vast number of different cultures, musical styles, and individuals we have. The money will go towards new construction projects and maintaining our infrastructure. The first thing I would build is the rostra. At the foot of Capitol Hill, this would be considered the highest speaking platform of the country. This would be a place where citizens and representatives alike could go and know their protests could be heard. If a senator disagreed with some bill passed, this would be the place that he might go to. It would be paid for by the crowd on Inauguration Day singing "God Bless America" and "Amazing Grace." The next I would build would be an American Parthenon. Within it, a round black table, large enough to fit 100 seats all mics up. A table called the Cogitate would be the highest debate platform, where at all times the voices and views of someone could be heard without fear of being silenced. I think at some point all of us has been disappointed with the lack of good debate in this country. Centrally located on the Kansas-Nebraska border, this building would be in part called the Whistleblower's Sanctum, a place for whistleblowers to officially give their story without fear of not being heard. The third thing, near the Capitol, would be Nix Hill. A mile or two by mile or two, recreation of the hill in Athens from ancient Greece. This would be a free university, a place most respected, where teachers and professors, retired or not, could go and sharpen and give ideas. A place where those studying financing and accounting paid for the upkeep, while philosophers philosophized, painters painted, physicists and engineers experimented and theorized. A park that served as the best university in the world while it's being completely free. A place to hold all others to account. Fourth, I would build 3 separate national libraries that held both physical and online copies of every book that we can save. 3 separate libraries that worked in union to combat book burning, both physical and online. If a citizen has trouble publishing officially their writings, these places will save writings for future generations. A place where a person can write an account of their story and not have to worry about finding a publisher. Every work of man saved for posterity. It is my contention that not enough children have a good role model found in the family or the public. To combat this, I will be bringing back the fireside chats. Once a week or more will be a short address that looks to redirect, direct, and encourage those that need it the most, the young, the old, the misunderstood, the disenfranchised. My fireside chats will aim to combat a rise in suicide, opioid and other drug use, division amongst the people, and any other numbers of problems we face. Topics like homelessness and race. Some will be directed directly towards children to inspire, always with the goal to raise awareness and vibration. I will be bringing of the names of whistleblowers who died under mysterious circumstances, those who died conveniently before an interview, a book publishing, or a day in court. I will give final respect to those dead who are doing the right thing for this country, while offering those in charge a most Christian-like hand to do what is right, to speak out against the current corrupt power structure. At the forefront of my campaign will be the vindication of the American heroes who fought to expose what we have before us. Those names will not be forgotten. Names like Nancy Schaefer, Georgia State Senator, who, for her work on exposing the corrupt business practices of the Child Protection Services. Monica Peterson, for keeping the public informed on human trafficking. Michael Rupert, for his work exposing the involvement of drug dealing within the CIA. Nebraska Senator John DeCamp and FBI investigator Ted Gunderson, for their work exposing ritualistic child abuse. The list is unsettlingly large. What worth is there to a society if it silences the best voices, and if it turns whistleblowers into victims? A state, like a person, has the right to privacy, to keep its own secrets. But what state can justify its existence if its own citizenry is left to a cruel fate of democide for speaking truth? Only one soul can hold the office of presidency at once, but we all preside over the country in our own station. Into the curriculum, we will air the dirt as much as we can, from MKUltra to the Tuskegee experiments, much like we did sins in the old days like the Trail of Tears. Self-effacing yet resolute, as proud Americans, we must not be angry with our country's past and current faults, as we are joyful to be chosen by history to be the ones to change it for better. An importance on the holy literature, like the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Tao Te Ching, the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets, the Analects of Confucius, to name just a few, should be read by every child before the age of 8 and every citizen immediately. For too long, those in charge of education have beaten around the bush by handing each student a copy of George Orwell's 1984 without discussing the real issues at hand. Every teacher and student should read and know the works of John Taylor Gatto. His book, The Underground History of American Education, should be in every classroom, along with Charlotte Iserbyt's The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. The knowledge within Edward Bernays and Jacques Ellul's books by the same name, Propaganda, is invaluable, and we must understand the importance of and the meaning of books as an investment into a child's education, and how much that investment will carry into the future. At the kindergarten age, should be the introduction to great minds like Plato, Emerson, Marcus Aurelius, Lao Tzu. But our education takes place not just in the classroom, but in the public square, at work, and firstly at home. How important the family. Who are the Williams sisters without their father and mother? Who is Michael Jackson without his parents, or Tiger Woods without his? What influence Eve Branson had over her son? Lastly, it comes to the individual to know one's purpose and to fulfill it. We may think what difference we can make, although truly, how much greater is the world that one man decided to bear his cross. God bless you, and God bless America.